What you gonna do when Halyte catch an attitude? Drop to them knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick. This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family, and to all the ladies out there. The fellas are gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, all my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal. Come on, girl, give me some feedback. Let me know what's good, what's up. Where's your head at? Giving me attitude, not today, girl. Dead that. Strip off them clothes, I'm tryna beat that. Bed that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Aw, man. To the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Shorty, I know dime pieces, trust me, you not. I can get a next chick, next one. Like Gucci said, in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich, no, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money, hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. That's looking pretty bleak, unlikely. You should claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey.
So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no better
great night. Oh, you just never know where your godfather is going to be. That popped up on your ass. Okay, who wants to guess where I am? Anybody want to guess where I am? Let's see. Let's see in the chat room. Who can say where we at? Where are we at? Somebody want to guess where I am? Somebody said Tokyo. No, not Tokyo. Not in Tokyo. Uh-uh. Let's see. Anybody got it yet? That's right, baby. Welcome to Miami. Miami, yummy, mommy. Yeah, baby Baba. Your godfather's in Miami. In Miami, doing the damn thing. I'll be in Miami all week. I told you, man, we're going to take this thing to the next level. I was in Miami about this time last year when everything started kind of jumping off. And we are back. Tonight's going to be a little bit different of a show because we got started so late. And I'm going to tell you what happened. Everything was fine until I went to go get my luggage, and the dadgum combination, I could not get my luggage to open. And I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it is a frustrating situation. So, being the kind of guys we are, we focus, we do what we have to do, and then eventually I just said, the hell with it. So now I also got to buy a new piece of luggage. All right, so we're going to waive the pleasantries and get into the broadcast. You guys like the view? Yeah. I want to see around. Let me see if I can. I don't know. It's kind of dark. I don't want to announce too much just yet, but this is going to be. It's going to be an interesting thing we do. Where are my scenes at? So, yeah, man. What are we talking about tonight? Which women are taking all the high value men? Why do these topics keep coming up? Well, because when I'm out and about in the world, it seems to be a topic that's on a lot of women's minds, and they don't seem to understand. A lot of women don't seem to understand that men are very basic. Men are very simple, especially men who've reached a certain amount of success. And the beautiful thing about becoming a high value man is any of us can do it. Any of you can do it. And the thing is, a man has to become something. And when a man becomes something, he remembers the work that it took to get there. And it seems like a lot of women today just don't seem to get it because so many women are their job is to just maintain their value. And so many women are just told, all you got to do is show up. To where a lot of women who in other, and I'm not going to say that these folks are bad. It's just a lot of women just don't understand that they got to do something. And it blows a lot of women's minds for them to understand that it is more than just agreeing to be with you. Okay? A lot of women don't seem to understand that a big part of life is just showing up. A big part of life is just showing up. And far too many women today, simply when it gets right down to it, are too involved in their own worlds, too involved in their own lives to where they don't show up. And this is why you look at the women who are winning. And when we say winning, we define winning by what women say they want.
Women will tell you, they'll tell you all this they'll tell you all this bull crap. And guys, I'm going to get more settled into my space.
I'm a PhD.
I'm going to get more settled into my space. And when I bring the camera out tomorrow to show you the space, we're in the penthouse in Miami. I really wish I could show you guys right now, but I still have stuff in the background. Penthouse in Miami. Um, oh, it is dope. It is so dope. It is so dope. It is just dope. Uh, we are way up in the air. We are very high up in the air. Um, anyway, let me get on the broadcast before we start talking. All right. So here's the thing. When I look at the women who are winning, they share one thing in common. They share one thing in common. They have chosen to put what they want ahead of their fears. They've chosen to put what they want ahead of their fears. Think about the one sister that called in last week and said, I gave up my job making $9,000 a month with my PhD bad self, and I started and I went to and I moved in and I used my energies to direct it towards my boyfriend's business. Now it's her fiance. It doesn't take a rocket surgeon or a brain scientist to understand that, especially high value men had to show up. They had to show up and do the work every day when everybody else is doing what they do. So, what high value men prize more than anything else is a woman that shows up for him. And here's the thing, gentlemen, do not take any seconds on this, because you deserve somebody who's going to show up for you. And I asked the question, which women are taking all the high value men? And when you hear groups of women who are taking the high value men, there are three groups of women: Latinas, Asians, and Eastern Europeans. These women are taking all the high value men. No matter where I go across this country, the men of value, whether they're blue collar, white collar, whether they're rakish, rugged, or refined, the women who are landing high value husbands, getting with high value men, and staying are the women who show up. See, it's one thing to be a good looking woman. You know, being a good looking woman is easier than being a woman that shows up, because a woman that shows up has to put fears to the side, and she openly declares to herself, to her man, and to the world that I am here for him. And this is why a lot of ladies won't ever get it, because the choice of showing up is so different. So why we're in Miami? We're in Miami, where we're in a land of high value. Miami, Beverly Hills, New York City, arguably some of the wealthiest places in the country. Beverly Hills, Manhattan, Buckhead, Atlanta, and here in Miami, Brickell. You look around and there's just money. There's money. Now, understand, there is fast living. There's the uh, city girl, city boy lifestyle. And you know what? Kudos. Do what you do. Enjoy all that. But when it's actually time to invest, men of value invest in women who invest in them first. See, women today have been told that a man is supposed to invest in you, and then when you're comfortable, when you feel like it, when he's proved himself to you, then you invest. Not going to work, ladies. This is why uh, Maylene, Maria, and give me a good Ukrainian name. Sasha. Sasha? Is that a good Ukrainian name? What's going on, Dutch? No problem. I mean, is that his name, Dutch? Because I can't see what it is. Dutch in the house. So Um, um, is Sasha a good Ukrainian name? Somebody give me a good Ukrainian name. We need a name for a woman from the Ukraine. A Russian name. A Russian female name. Russian female name. Hey Siri, what are some Russian female names?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org.
Anna.
Some common Russian names for girls:
Anna.
Anastasia,
Anna.
Svetlana, and Yekaterina.
Okay. Anna, Anastasia, Svetlana. Yeah, cool. We're gonna go Anna or Anastasia. Anna can be Anna, but Anastasia or Svetlana. So, for tonight, I'm gonna call her Anna, not Anna, but Anna. Anna Maria, Anna Maria, and Maylene. Onomatopoeia. Every time I hear onomatopoeia. Anastasia, Maria, and Maylene. Why are they winning? All these women are educated. They're cultured. They're refined. But they've all decided to put their man first. They've decided to show up. See, today people can show up for themselves. And today, far often than anything else, men have been taught to show up for themselves in the world. Women have been taught to show up for themselves. It is the women who have tap into and remember that you're supposed to show up for your man. This is why these women are taking all the high value guys. I'm telling you guys, when I'm here, when I'm in Atlanta, you see it everywhere. You see Anastasia, you see Svetlana, you see Anna, you see me, Mylene, you see Marisol, you see Maria. These are the women you see. I was in my garage the other day and I'm seeing a woman get out of a really, really nice luxury SUV. And you know who was she? Hey, hello Maylene, how you doing? Maylene all through the building with Brad, Chad. Here comes Kevin in sales. Here comes Tyrone, and there's Maria right on time. Milagros, right there. But what you're starting to see more is you're starting to see Anna, Anastasia, and Svetlana. These Eastern European women are coming heavy. Eastern European women, and for some strange reason, German women. German women are making, especially for black men, if you didn't know, German women love you. German women love some brothers. So why do these women win? Because they're not worried about looking bad in front of their girlfriends. Why do these women win? Because they're not worried about looking bad in front of their girlfriends. They're ready to risk it all. See, the one thing that holds a lot of sisters back is they're afraid to be called a pick-me, a pick-me-sha, a mammy, or whatever. They're afraid to look bad in front of their girlfriend. So women who are not afraid to look bad in front of their girlfriends are in a position to win. That's number one. Number two, women who understand that whatever you got, your PhD, your money, your car, whatever, doesn't matter unless it's used for his benefit. This is one of the things I think my content has helped women understand more than anything else. We don't care about your job, your money, your PhD. Why? Because it ain't coming to us anyway. I'm hearing this more and more. I'm hearing this upstream and downstream. Men telling women that the reason we don't care about your money is because your money, your ends, your all this stuff isn't used for my benefit. So women who show up, women who use what they have for his benefit, and women who understand that that's just the starting point. Now you think about what I just said. A lot of women to be afraid to do it because they don't want their girlfriends to say, "Look at you, girl. Why are you a fool? Why are you doing all of it before you get married?" Don't do that. Stop. What do you hear in the black community? Stop doing wife duties on girlfriend pay. That's dumb. That's dumb because these are the very women who expect husband benefits on talking, getting to know you kind of investment. How many of you ladies want to go to Salt Bay and all this other kind of stuff? That's anniversary type stuff. But y'all want this on first and second date. And this is why Keisha, uh, Karen, Barbara, Donna, all of these women are looking at these other women and saying, why can't I seem to keep a man? Um, look at your level of investment. And it's very obvious to see. That's the beautiful thing. It is, and the beautiful thing as a man, it is obvious to see and understand when a woman has all in for a man. And here's the thing, ladies, I'm not telling you what to do one way or another. I'm just telling you, especially the men that you want, they're not going to accept 50-50. See, just like you ladies don't want 50-50, you ladies don't want to actually go all in. You want to give 50-50 until you're secure. This is where Anastasia, Maylene, and Marisol outperform you. Because a lot of these women have relatives that came from, like, let's say in China. A lot of these women may have relatives who are still living in the countryside. They recognize how fortunate they are to be in the United States and have their education. You look at, maybe first generation white collar, but then they still actively go home to the old country. I know so many women, especially in Atlanta. There are a lot of Eastern European women who are going back home to Ukraine to see my father, my mother. Shit, y'all better learn. Which women are taking all the high value men? The women that show up. The women who actually who show up for them and put them first. Now, why is this going completely opposite to what modern women have been told? Modern women have been told that they're the prize. Modern women have been told that a man needs to earn you. And I'm sorry, ladies, you have to earn his last name because you don't want 50-50. We're not talking about 50-50 kind of men. This man is coming by, and I'm going to talk about this week. This man is coming by to take on all your debt, your consumer debt, your student loan debt, and everything else that you have. And what are you exchanging in return? The same thing that comes standard on any model female. The difference is in the software and how you use it. How many modern women want high value men, but you're moving like low value women? You want to know? Look at the input. That's why when you hear women over here talk about one of the biggest things they've learned is how to put their man first. How to actually learn how to get out of their fear place and go all in. One of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to this is if you ever watch Indiana Jones, the third one, The Last Crusade, when Indiana Jones' father, played by Sean Connery, got shot by the guy saying Quest for the Grail. And there were 3 tests. The breath of God. This is where he had to be the penitent man and he had to roll and do something so his head wouldn't get cut off. Then he had to work then it was the word of God, and he had to step in the name of Jehovah. And then he had to take it was the leap of faith out of the lion's mouth. And it was beautifully shot. All you saw was Indiana Jones looking across this dark room in a chasm, and you look down, and all you saw was down. It was sheer rock face. And the way it was shot, you're like, how? He's like, how are you supposed to do this? No running step, no nothing. And what he had to do was step out and take a step of faith, hoping to be caught. Now, the Sean Connery character, his father was saying, you got to believe, boy, you got to believe. One of the best scenes ever shot, because when he stepped out, boom, it realized that the ground was solid under you. The funny thing is a lot of modern women want men to be solid and stable for them, and they're flaky and inconsistent and as undisciplined as all get out and go. How do you ladies want a man, a top tier man, to be solid and secure for you, and you're not the same for him? I would love to understand this, ladies. How do you want a man to be stable for you, secure for you, so you can rest in your femininity, and you're not doing the same? And at the end of the day, here, you guys, anybody want to understand why modern women lose here? Let's look at the big three: fear, scarcity, lack. It's usually fear based. Fear, false evidence appearing real. But the problem is, many modern women, they have made their fears real. And the only way to get out of this loop, the only way to get out of this loop is to step out like Indiana Jones. Boop. Well, but so why can Anastasia, Marisol, and Mylene do this apparently easier than the rest of women? I want to ask that question. Ladies, why do you think women from other ethnicities, other cultures, it's easier for them to step out? Now we're talking about Hispanic women. We're not talking about people who have a lot of money. As far as the population, black men make more than Hispanic men. They're at the bottom of the economic totem pole, but yet Hispanic men get an overperformance. So we can't say it's because of money and education. What about China? Same thing. China has just now come into its economic power, but a large portion of China is still country. Eastern Europe, outside of Russia, what's the difference? What you notice is there's a family structure and there's patriarchy. Family structure and patriarchy. He said there's a question, what do you offer a man that you've never, what do you have to offer a man that you never gave to another man? And most women can say children. Um, but that's here's the thing, ladies. You must answer that question because we're talking about, as much as I represent all men, I'm talking about, because you ladies, because let's be real, fellas. The ladies want to, whether they want to live here, they want to live. They think about how many women would tell you they don't want to. They want 2 to 3 kids and don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after they're pregnant with the first child. How much do you want to have to contribute to the family financial structure? Less than 10% or less, 20% or less. Most women don't want to work, and I made peace with that. All right. So by default, you ladies want men who can afford to put you to can afford the finer things in life. Higher value men, get men that make more. I don't make the rules. But are you giving him high value input? And that's the real question. So we're running a little bit late tonight. I'm going to be broadcasting every day while I'm here in Miami. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you want to follow me on Instagram. And if you're not on Patreon, you darn sure want to be on Patreon. Now, I'm going through Patreon, and if your pledge has not, I've already sent out the notices. Some people will join Patreon and their pledge won't go through. If you join Patreon and you default on a $5 pledge, I'm blocked. You're getting blocked. Just to be honest, I'm not even being funny, because I look at it as just straight up fraud. Why is that important? Why is joining Patreon important? And also being a member here. Members benefits are going to be updated this week. But when I'm out doing what I'm doing, I have announcements coming up. I didn't just show up in Miami for no reason. The people who get the benefit first are going to be people who are in the academy. The academy is on the members on this channel, and then the people in the family. That's in the Patreon. Let's open up the chat room real quick. I'm not going to even go to music because we're already behind. But ladies, what's the holdup? What is the holdup?
Recording
Why,
in progress.
as a woman, what is holding you up from competing with your? I mean, because you want a man who's out there who's competitive. I mean, isn't that right, guys? These ladies all want these alpha males who are out here competing and killing the dragon and this and that. But then, okay, then what are you doing? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies. If you ladies don't figure out how to get over your issues, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Exactly what's been happening. Exactly what's been happening. Anastasia, Marisol, Mylene will come right on in, and when you're not looking, swoop Jamal up, swoop Keith Henry right on up out of your face, and you're gonna just be sitting over there looking like, well, lost another one. And here's the thing. Oh, and also I'm doing this week. One thing that I recognize is many women miss miss the mark. Many women overestimate their sexual marketplace value, and also most women overestimate the size of the opportunity. Women, you ask a lot of women. Think about how many times you ask a woman how many people in the country make over 250,000. Oh, 30-40%. Do you realize when I sit down and talk to the average woman, especially talk to the average black woman, they want a man who's making six figures or more, wants to get married, wants to have children. So that means you got to be six figures, single, heterosexual, and they usually want them over 6 feet tall. That's 3% of men. That's 3% of black men who fit those three criteria. 6 feet tall, six figures, heterosexual. Single and heterosexual. 3%, those four things. We haven't even factored in wanting to marry. We haven't factored in wanting to marry and have a wife that stays home. And then you start going up the socioeconomic scale, 250, 300, 500, a million. And you will have women out there who think that the numbers are in the hundreds or think that the numbers in the hundreds of thousands. And I'm like, y'all really don't understand how few men fit in the category you want to. And why is that important? Because non-black women, the women I'm talking about, they understand how rare the kind of men that they're going after are, and they're competing. So it doesn't surprise me when a lot of women think they have time, think that it's like, well, whatever. I mean, I want you ladies to think. I want you to think about the guy you're seeing right now. I want you to ask yourself, if this was the last guy you ever get a chance to deal with, it was him or nothing, would you do things differently? Jonathan, what's going on? Yeah, it's after midnight. It's been a long day, folks. So I'm going to do another catch-up show tomorrow. I'm going to do that show tomorrow. I think I'm going to do that show tomorrow. The market size. And the topic, so the call line is open if you ladies want to jump in here. But here are the topics we're going to be, here are the topics I'm looking at. Pruning hurts, yeah. So let me look at that. Yeah, update the members and the emojis, got that coming. Welcome to Miami, yummy, mommy. Okay. Women overestimate how big the pool is or how deep the pool is. And then they also overestimate their sexual marketplace value. And they underestimate how far they are from a wife. So, ladies, start if you're in this stream right now, understand this is what's coming this week. Do you know how big your pool is? Because if I'm gonna say again, if you want a black man making six figures, that is $100,000 or more, and you want him to be over 6 feet tall, that is 3% of black men. Yeah, I misspoke. I actually said single and heterosexual, all other. That's not even in there. So understand something. That's 3%. And why is that? Because 10% of men make over $100,000. What percentage of men make over $250,000? 3%. So that number gets cut by a third. So you ladies who want 2 or 3 children and don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child, do you realize that many of you ladies are wanting 1% of black men? And that 1% is irrespective of age, is irrespective of age, um, attraction, any of that stuff. So if you're dealing with somebody that's in the ballpark, you better start acting like this is the last bus, especially if you're over 27, because it likely is. The reason so many of our ladies, so many black women are single is they have stayed in the market too long. They've overestimated their shot, and they've allowed themselves other women to take their guys. Crystal, you gotta turn your microphone on. Look, I don't know what goes on. Um, I'm gonna bounce you back up and put you back in and bring you back. People have asked me to switch to StreamYard, and I might because something goes on with Zoom. I'm tired of asking people to unmute themselves. And here's the thing, ladies. I understand that a lot of ladies don't like it, but look, all is fair in love and war. Jonathan Barronville said, donate to my chicken fund. Jonathan, you have no idea what we're about to do, brother. I'm going to tell you right now, you about to be proud of your godfather. Ooh, 2022 is going to be incredible. 2022 is going to be incredible. You know, for a while, I was like, I should move to New York or to LA, but Miami is closer to Atlanta, and it has a lot of the key components. Um, Zoom is inferior tech. Yeah, maybe so. I'm tired of Zoom. I mean, Zoom works well for some things, but for some reason, people just don't seem to hit the right button. I mean, all they have to do is click join Wi-Fi or whatever. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, and they're just sitting there. So you're just sitting here, lady. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you back in the waiting room. Chicken is life. Oh yeah, yeah. So if you're in the Miami area, if you're in Miami, and you think you see me, it's probably me, cause I be out. Shout out, man. What's going on? Uh, while we wait for folks to get in the room, let's do this. I'm gonna give you guys a little sample of the area. Mm. Mm. Yeah. So yeah, man. Gotta get out on this water and yacht and go do some. I got a meeting. Um I guess I don't want to announce too much. I just want you guys to see. But I wanted to make sure we at least got a chance to do the show tonight. Ladies, 2022 is gonna be about self-awareness is sexy. And it's gonna be about helping. I'm gonna be talking to the men about showing young men how to transition and to being that high value man you want to be. A lot gets said, a lot of get talked about what high value men do, but a lot never gets. I don't see anybody actually showing steps. So I'm going to take it from my standpoint. That's how I started out. Showing guys how to put the best foot forward as far as the image, but then actually that hands on in the field work, the real work happens. So I don't want to announce what I'm about to do, but I'm going out to do the field work, the real work. So if I see you out and about and I ask you a question, just know, hey, how you doing? A B C D. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You shouldn't be muted anyway. Uh-uh. What goes on here? Hello? Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm about tired of Zoom. I really am. Zoom should not be this hard to use. You know what? Screw this. Screw this. Let's do this real time. Because Zoom is actually better for business, but StreamYards may be better for streaming. And I'm tired of this because it should not be this damn complicated. Should not be that complicated. Um, and I believe in working with what using what works. Damn, what's convenient. Use what works. Shoot. Use what works. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. See, I tell you, one of the biggest things that is holding so many women back today, fear. And there's two things that no coach can fix. So understand something. No coach, no therapist can fix coward or fear. So when I'm working with somebody, I tell them up front, um, nobody, no one can fix coward or fear. So new broadcast. Skip for now. Create broadcast. Let's see right now. Maybe we will use StreamYards. Testing, testing, testing. Into the studio. All right. You are not part of the stream yet. Click add to stream. All right. Invite. Copy. All right. So let's do it this way. StreamYards. StreamYard. Ladies only. Let's see if this works better because if this works better, I'm going to use it. I'll just use Zoom for business. Now, I got to admit, Zoom is dope for business, but I don't think it's really set up for streaming. So here's the StreamYard link. camera, microphone, eCam live, audio. Do 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 do. All right. Add destination. Banners, brand, private chat. Add to stream. All right. Yeah, it says women only though. Let's see. Edit mic settings. Hello. All right, so I see how this works. I think I will start going to StreamYard for this. That's fine. I think I will start going to StreamYard because I just don't like the back you can't see in the green room. They're in the green room, but you just have to bring them up, I guess. Yeah, I don't like having that. All right, we're gonna figure this out. So anyway, we're gonna just wrap this up. I'm gonna test out StreamYard. I'm gonna test out Zoom, but StreamYard seems to be okay. And the problem is Zoom works just fine. It's just people don't seem to know how to connect the audio. It shouldn't be that damn hard. But anyway, it is what it is. So guys, sorry for the late night stream tomorrow. I'm going to do Monday night's original show tomorrow night. I'm going to do Instagram tomorrow night at 9 instead of 10. So I'm going to roll from Instagram into YouTube, and we're going to just go on. Ladies, the question is, are you overestimating how deep the pool is? And I want you to understand the logic behind this. Guys, what started me on this journey was so many men were coming back after they were the best version of themselves, and they're like, man, what's going on? Kev, I just don't get it. What's the deal? He's like, I'm not seeing any women out here on my level. That's what really got me started on this. A lot of guys are like, I don't see any women on my level. What's going on? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, before I got myself together and I leveled up, I thought that was why I wasn't seeing ladies on my level. It's like, but now I'm going out and I'm doing what I got my mind right, my body right, my money right. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But then I go out and I'm still seeing the same women, and the women are moving in the same way. I'm like, is that right? So I start paying attention and listening. And what I recognized is the women, when I'd sit there, they were all preoccupied with their jobs, their damn dogs.
I'm a PhD. I don't need a cookbook.
They were all preoccupied with something else. And they were every bit in their late 20s, 30s, some in their late 30s, still dating like they got all the time in the world. Still dating like all that it takes is to decide to, well, now I want to be married and have a baby now. I'll just go pick one. And the reason is because a lot of women, I want you guys to ask yourself a question. Ladies, gentlemen, I want you to say by a factor, how many women overestimate the market? I want you to say that I think the average woman thinks there are X amount of men, twice as many of her kind of men available, or 3 times as many, or 4 times as many. How many times as many does the average woman think her kind of man is available? Does y'all understand that question? How many women? Because I want you to understand, it's kind of like if you go to the store and you got the last one is there, and they're not getting any more. You buy that thing, but see, they say at least 90%. They say most. No, no, that's not what I want. I want you to give me the number. Do they think there are twice as many men as there really are? There are 3 times as many men as there really are? 4 times? 5 times? 6 times? See, you guys aren't giving me a definitive number. K Dot says 5 times the men. You guys are still giving me percentages, multiples. Saying 10% more? No, multiples. 10x, 5x. How many x? That's it. 6x. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I think most women think there are 10x more men than really are. I really do. Because when I sit down and talk to them, I asked a woman, and I even sent master teacher a question. I said, I know how many, because we ran the numbers on black men earning 6 figures or more, over 6 feet tall. That was where that whole 3% video came from when, the infamous Rebecca Lynn Pope video. The 3%, over 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures or more, 3%. And that's just 100,000. And if you just move the income, you're going to 300,000. That drops you into that tops you into 3%. 500,000 drops you into 1%, and 1,000,000 drops you into like fractions of a percent. And again, that's not separated by age, marital status, sexual orientation, or if if these men want to get married, and if they do want to get married, do they want to have children? Because many women want to marry a man who's making significant income so they can have children, so they can stay home. But they're going to be surprised that a lot of these men don't want to have kids, or the ones that do want to have kids don't want this power couple thing. I think a lot of women are going to be shocked. 3x, I think 3x is low. I think most women are like 10xing it, because if you look at the raw numbers of how many black men are making 6 figures or more, it's amazing. It's amazing. 10x. But we'll see. We're going to talk about it, because I think just like when I ask women, what do you want life to look like at 50? And are you going to have your money saved up for retirement? When they start realizing how many men there really are, because Marisol, Mylene, and Anastasia, they don't act like they have time. They're moving like they don't have time, like they're running out of time. Why? Because especially when you talk about in our culture, black women move in a very privileged and entitled way with black men. It's like we belong to them, and like they can never run out of us. It's like they don't think that we're rare or scarce, or that somebody's going to take it. And if they lose you, another one will be along. That's going to be critical to self-awareness. You ladies need to become aware of how plentiful your particular kind of man is. I'm going to say this and leave. Why don't I factor in athletics, entertainment, or musicians, the industry, into high value? Many reasons, but for the biggest reason is because that is a youth-driven profession, youth-driven thing. You're old by 30 in that business. And in the rest of the world, 30 is you're just starting. But I propose that I think we have a large number of millionaires and high earning black men under 30. Now we have a number of men earning 100,000 to 250, but we don't have a disproportionately larger number than any group. But women in general, black women in particular, think that there are a tremendous number of these men based upon the city they live in and the guys they have dated over their lifetime. Anecdotal at best. I had this conversation. I was like, and then when you start talking about hundreds of thousands or millions, somebody said, I think how many black men are single millionaires? Lots of them. Lots? How many of y'all think, how many, if you just had to say, how many black men are single millionaires? There are 20 million black men in this country. And if you just say 18 or over, that drops us to around 10. How many black single unmarried million making $1 million or more annually? I don't mean even $1 million net. I mean just income. And then I want you to take that number and realize you got to keep cutting that number. You got to take that number and cut it by age, marital status, children. And this is why you find women who are like high earners talk about, I want somebody on my level. Well, if you're making $150,000, $200,000 a year as a woman, and you want a man who's making double what you want a millionaire, okay, you can't, if you find one, you can't be making this. I don't want, he too short, you better, look at this. 20,000, 20,000, yeah. I just think of it. This is going to be a good broadcast because I want women who want high value men to understand how rare they are. How rare they are, and then act accordingly. Because I have a firm belief that a big part of the reason a lot of women don't do anything is because they think they got more opportunity than they really do. A lot of women don't understand that they're not as dope as they think they are. Yeah, they think they're unlimited. Well, we're gonna show the fallacy in that. Okay, tomorrow night, Instagram 9 p.m., YouTube at 10 p.m. Thank you guys. In Miami all week. Patreon content will be going up, and members only content will be going up as well. Your Godfather in Miami. Welcome to my bad boy. Bad boy in Miami. Oh, this is gonna be a hell of a week. Gonna be a hell of a week. Gonna be a hell of a week. All right, people. Till the next time. Talk at you later. We are